speak. I worship the Supreme Personality of Godhead for the grand ritualistic ceremony. We became the Emperor and Master of the opulence of the demigods, our regime, the Supreme Spiritual Master of Adi. When Maharaj Bharat performed the sacrifice known as Masara, or sacrifice in the place known as Masara, he gave to Jay 40
lack of excellent elephants
with white
tusks and black bodies, completely covered with golden ornaments.
as
One cannot approach the heavenly planets simply by the strength of his arms. For one
can touch the heavenly planets with his hands. One cannot imitate the wonderful activities of Maharaj Bharata. No one could perform such activities in the past, nor will anyone be able to do so in the future. When Maharaj Bharata was on tour, he defeated or killed all the Shrikars, Munans, Yogunas, Sundras, Kantas, Kastas, Sakas, and the kings who were opposed to Vedic principles of Brahminical culture.
formally
After conquering the demigods,
All the demons had taken shelter in the lower planetary system known as the Satala, and brought all the wise and daughters of
demigods there also. Maharaj Bharata, however,
rescued all the women
along with their associates, demons,
and he returned them to demigods. Maharaj Bharata provided all necessities for his subjects, both on his earth and in the heavenly planets, for 27,000 years. He separated his hordes and distributed his soldiers in all directions. As the ruler of the entire universe, Emperor Bharata had all the evidences of a great kingdom and unconquerable soldiers. His sons and family had seemed to him his entire life. But finally he thought of all that is the impediment for spiritual growth, and therefore he ceased from enjoying. What verse of it? 24 to 26. 24 to 26.
Chakram Dakshina Hastisya Padmakoshasya Bhadayoho Ije Mahabhishekena Sobhishiko Dirad Vibhu Panchapochatsata Nedyayer Gangayam Anubhajibhi
Gangayam Anubhajibhi
Mahateyam Purodhaya
Mamateyam Purodhaya
Yamunam Anucha Prabhu
Yamunam Anucha Prabhu
Ashtasaptati Vidyasvan
Ashtasapti Medhaswan
Bandam Pagbanda Vardadavasu
Bandhan Vardadavasu
Bharatasya hi Krishmante
Bharatasya Yushmante
Shachi Guni Chitta
Shachi Gune Chitta
Sahasram Padvaso Yasmin
Yasmin
Brahmana Gha Vivek
Brahmanaga Vivek
Chakram Dakshina Hastesya
Padmakoshyasya Padayo Vijay Mahabhishekena Sobhishito Viradvibhu
Panchapanchastamedhaye Gangayam Anubhajibhi Mamityam Purodhaya
Ashtasaptati Vedhyasman
Bharadasya hi Dushmante
Agni Sache Gunechita
Sahasram bhavatu yasmin.
Brahmanaga
Vivejire.
Chakram dakshina hastesya.
Chakram dakshina hastesya. Vanda koshosya palayo. Ije mahabhishekena.
So, Abhishek to
No, the people in the back row? Yeah. Yeah, you got.
So make sure to die people.
So big shape the dira people.
Pancha Pancha Sadam Hedaya.
Pancha Pancha Shata Medya. Gangaya Anuvajibi. Avatayam Purodaya. Yana Anucha Prabhu. Ashta Saptati Medyaslam Abanda Prabhavasu Parakasha Idoshmante Agni Sachi Ganechita Sahasram Varmaso Yasmin Ramanaga Vibhikshire. Let's thank you did a wonderful job. In the back row. Nice. Okay. Let's go to the word by word. Chakram. The mark of Krishna's disc. Dakshina haste. On the palm of the right hand. Asya of him Bharat. Padma koshaha. The mark of the whorl of a lotus. Asya of him. Padayoho. On the soles of the feet. EJ. Worship the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Maha Abhishekena. By a grand Vedic ritualistic ceremony. Saha. He Maharaj Bharat. Abhishektaha. Being promoted. Adirat. To the topmost position of a ruler. Vibhu, the master of everything. Pancha Panchashata. 55. Medyahaya. Fit for sacrifices. Gangayam Anu. From the mouth of the Ganges to the source. Avajibihi. With horses. Manmateyam. The great sage Brigu. Purodaya. Making him the great priest. Yamunam. On the bank of the Yamuna. Anu. In regular order. Cha. Also. Prabhu. The Supreme Master Maharaj Bharat. Ashta Saptati. 78. Medya Ashwan. Horses fit for sacrifice. Bandhana. He bound. Pradatat. Gave in charity. Vasu. Riches. Bharatasya. Of Maharaj Bharat. He. Indeed. Doshmantahe. The son of Maharaj Dushmanta. Agnihi. The sacrificial fire. Sachi Gune. On an excellent site. Chittaha. Established. Sahasram. Thousands. Badvashaha. By the number of one Badva. One Badva equals 13,084. Yasmin, in which sacrifices? Brahmana, all the Brahmanas present. Ga, the cows. Bibijire, receive their respective share. Translation. All right, we'll go do this together. Maharaj Bharat, the son of Dushmanta, had the mark of Lord Krishna's disc on the palm of his right hand. and he had the mark of the lotus whorl on the soles of his feet. By worshipping the Supreme Personality of Godhead with a grand ritualistic ceremony, he became the emperor and master of the entire world. Under the priesthood of Mamukeya, Brigamuni, he performed 55 horse sacrifices on the bank of the Ganges, beginning from its mouth and ending at its source, and 78 horse sacrifices on the bank of the Yamuna, beginning from the confluence at Prayag and ending at the source. He established the sacrificial fire on an excellent site, and he distributed great wealth to the Brahmanas. Indeed, he distributed so many cows that each of thousands of Brahmins had one bhava, 13,084 as his share. Purport was Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada Ki Jai. It's a page, and it's almost 2 pages. Hare Krishna. Everyone ready? Yes. As indicated here by the words Dushmanter Agni Satchivane Chittaha. Bharat, the son of Maharaj Dushmanta, arranged for many ritualistic ceremonies all over the world, especially all over India. On the banks of the Ganges and from the mouth to the source. And all such sacrifices were performed in very distinguished places, as stated in Bhagavad Gita 3:9. Yag naritat karma non yatra loko yang karma bandhanaha. Work done as a sacrifice for Vishnu has to be performed, otherwise work binds one to this world. Okay, everyone should engage in the performance of Swaha Yagya, and the sacrificial fire should be ignited everywhere. The entire purpose being to make people happy. Also, yeah. Give me a P. Prosperous and progressive in spiritual life. Of course, these things were possible the beginning of Kali Yuga because there were qualified brahmanas who could perform such yagyas. For the present, however, the Brahma Vaivarta Purana enjoins Ashvamedam Kavalambang Sanyasam Palapaitrikam Devarena Sutut Pating Kalo Pancha Vivarajayat. In this age of Kali, 5 acts are forbidden. Offering a in sacrifice. Offering a in accepting the of sannyas, offering oblations of flesh to the forefathers, and begetting children in the wife of one's brother. In this age, such yagyas as the Ashwamedha Yagya and Gomeda Yagya are impossible to perform because there are neither sufficient riches nor qualified brahmanas. This verse says, Mamati Yang Purodhaya. Maharaj Bharat engaged the son of Mamata Brigamuni to take charge of performing this yagya. Now, however, such brahmanas are impossible to find. There, the Shastras recommend yagya sankirtanam prayayar yajantihi sumedhasaha. Those who are should perform the Sankirtan yagya inaugurated by Jai Ho. Krishna Varanam Tvisha Krishnam Sangopangarsha Parasharam Yagyai Sankirtanan Prayayar Yajantihi Sumedhasaha. In this age of Kali, people endowed with sufficient will Worship the Lord, who is accompanied by his associates by performance of Sankirtan Swaha. Yeah, this is from the 11th canto. Yajna must be performed, for otherwise people will be entangled in sinful activities and will suffer immensely. Therefore, the Krishna consciousness has taken charge of introducing the chanting of Hare Krishna all over the world. This Hare Krishna movement is also yajna, but without the difficulties involved in securing paraphernalia and qualified brahmanas. This congregational chanting can be performed anywhere and everywhere. If people somehow or other assemble together and are induced to chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, all the purposes of yoga will be fulfilled. The first purpose is that there must be sufficient rain. For without rain, there cannot be any produce. Anad bhavanti bhutani parajanyad anna sambhavaha. All our necessities can produce simply. Yeah. Simply. Who said simply? Who said it first? I think you did first. Yeah. Okay, that's simply, let's see, where are we now? Simply by rainfall. Kamang Vavarsha Parajanyaha. And the earth is the original source of all necessities. Sara Vakama Dukkha Mahimi. In conclusion, therefore, in this age of people all over the world should refrain from the four principles of sinful life: illicit, okay, intoxication, and okay, and in a pure state of existence should perform the simple yajna of chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Then the earth will certainly produce all the necessities for life, and people will be economically, politically, socially, religiously, and starts with a C. Culturally. Everything will be in
order. Balance.
What is before order?
Law.
Give me P, 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 R, 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 O, 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 P, 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 E, proper. Wow. Okay, thank you very much, Bruce. Hare Krishna. These are the way we do classes. All right? And we have a little fun with it. All right, so horse, okay. When Prabhupada was with us, someone suggested that the cow is the most beautiful animal creature in the world. And Prabhupada said, no. He said, the horse is. Yeah, the horse is the most beautiful animal in the world. You know, they do have a beauty about them on their own. We can appreciate. In ancient times, horses were sacrificed. It was a major thing. And there was a incredible discussion between Chandkazi, a Muslim leader, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And they had a long discussion, actually. And the Chandkazi, he was kind of, he was quite a scholar. He was a religious scholar, and he compared notes. He actually looked at what the Vedas have to say. He also looked at his own traditions, which is the Islam tradition. And he admitted at the end of the discussion, our our books have come about more recently. If this was 500 years ago, then only 1,000 years prior, let's say the Quran was compiled, right? When you talk about the Vedas, they've been around for a long, long, long time, forever. So if people want to compare notes, they'll tell you, that the Vedic culture has been around first before anybody else, Okay, so they had a discussion, and Mahaprabhu challenged Chankazi. He said, you were drinking milk, and so, but you were killing the source that offers the milk. You're killing your mother. And that's what you guys believe in. I was going to say Prabhu's. And then Chankazi jumped again. He was defensive. Hey, whoa! There are lots of injunctions in your shastras about cow sacrifice, which was done in the past, and horse sacrifice. What about that? Okay, like he became very challenging, and Mahaprabhu explained what this all meant. He actually got down to the details which are described in the purport here, that in ancient times, before Kali Yuga, there were qualified Brahmins who could do yajnas. And that meant you could take an animal, oftentimes Mahaprabhu, like he explained, was an older animal, an old species, and a specimen, let's put it that, specimen, put into the fire, and then that entity would come out with a rejuvenated body. That was the power of what the Brahmins, the Brahmatejas of the past. And we don't have that now. And Mahaprabhu talked about the 5 prohibitions that in the Kali Yuga are not supposed to happen. One of them means to accept the order of sannyas, which is very interesting. And I think you probably took note of the other 4. Okay, so it's not highly recommended to do these things that are Vedic from the ancient times, but what is recommended is to participate in those activities which are meant for now, maintenant, now, what is practical and what is appropriate. That Mahaprabhu emphasized. And it was yajna, Sankirtan yajna in particular. The quote often is there from the Bhagavatam, where it is said that Krishna Varnyam, it is Krishna means dark, dark. Krishna is a dark complexion. He's the dark Lord. But Varnam refers to like something that's lighter, fair, more towards the gold color. So in Kali Yuga, there would be an avatar, and that is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu directly, and he would have as his weapons not the regular sharp-edged types, but he would actually have sharp devotees, right? His astra or weapons are the sangha, his devotees, the powers with with all of these people together. In ancient times, let's go back to what was Satya Yuga. People would do solitary meditations. You could go to a cave, you can go to, deep into the forest somewhere, all by yourself, and meditate maybe, and realize you're not by yourself, Paramatma's in your heart. But that was the practice in the past. In this day and age, we need to hold hands. We need to actually bond together and do things together. One of the things that young people in particular really get a charge out of is just getting involved in sports, because then you learn to pass the ball or pass the puck, whatever the case may be. And you learn it's teamwork that's going to make you score, right? It's going to make you score. So and people millions of people all over the world love to watch the football game or the soccer game, right? And see who's going to win. And everyone takes note of the movement, how the score got. They redo it all on the television through slow-mo. Like everything, let's say it's a hockey puck. And it passes, one guy passes it to another, and then then it flies in the air, real slow-mo. And people just love to see these moves, you know. Speaking of move, let's talk about the movement known as the Hare Krishna movement. We are also making our moves. Srila Prabhupada has made his move. We're playing chess here, you know. He's made his move. He's come here, made a big move from India to come here. And now it's our move, you know. Let's see. He made a move, now you make a move, right? And we also have something that's very interesting in this connection of succession. You know? Succession is always a big issue in all movements, in all traditions, all households. It was maybe 12 years ago, we were sitting in South India, all of us leaders, and Tirupati. We were all in the room there. There's a nice big room with glass. You can see the mountains in the distance. And the persons who were conducting the meetings were saying, now, they gave us paper. Now write down who are your successors. Now they got serious about it. Who are the people, like not just one person, but who are the people that are going to take over from you now? At that time we were talking about people that are in their late 50s and 60s or climbing into their 70s, you know. So they wanted to know, you know, do you have someone in mind? And, is that an important thing for you? And it is. It always was, always will be. If somebody starts a business, you want it to be able to keep it going, you know. Just like whoever started Aunt Jemima pancakes, you know. Who's going to take up the process, or Quaker Oats, you know, whoever started these Kellogg's, you know, who's going to keep the whole program going, who's going to succeed, you know. And so what Prabhupada did was, which was quite dynamic, and he didn't really start a movement. He didn't start a tradition. It was already in place. But let's see, he did package it in a different way, you know. I mean, that's, those of you who are going to go into the business world, you may have a nice product, but you might have to package it a little bit different than what was there. I still remember on our farm, back in the 50s, we had, my dad had secured some images of like Pepsi Cola. There was a lady there and something else on the barn, and it was kind of fun to look at. Even for us, it was like old-fashioned at that time. But, you know, you have to repackage something. Krishna consciousness may need to be repackaged. We don't have to change the product. I think we're quite happy with the product. And the product is Krishna. Does anybody have issues with Krishna? You know? I do have issues with some people who sing Radhe, Radhe, Radhe. It's very popular there in Vrindavan now. There's a popular guru over there who says, yeah, it's okay, but, you know, it's not what Prabhupada gave us, you know. So you stick to, you know, Radha Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. It works. It actually works. So we have no business changing the product. But the packaging, we might just do a little different. That's okay. You have to keep up a little bit with the times, you know, and that there's nothing wrong with that. You know, the sky will stay blue, Krishna will be blue. We're not going to change his color. He will not give him a pink, you know, or we're not give him a, you know, like a green with yellow polka dots or something like that. He is who he is, and we can't adjust that. You know, we just keep it as is. So the product is always the same, but we're going to maybe package things a little differently, okay? I remember when there was the controversy about, you know, the books, and somebody handed me a book like the ones that we were selling on the street in, you know, in the early 70s. A big, big book like this, and in it you see there's a lot of like grammatical errors and all that. And okay, it was fine, but it was also embarrassing, you know, when someone gave it to me like 35 years after that time. And I says, really? Really? We should be marketing this, you know? Some devotees took the effort to tweak it, you know, to make it look modern, give it a new cover, make it a little more classic and classy at the same time, you know. They made an endeavor. So, you know, it's just like when we went to school, in primary school, we read books about Dick and Jane and Sally and Spot, okay? and mother and father, okay? Now, if they would, were you around that time? Huh? Yeah, still. Same books, yeah. They go on a picnic and little bears would come out. You know, it'd be crazy even, you know, to just keep that profile and not change it, you know? You don't change the content. The content is good, but you just package it a little differently. That's all. That's all we have to do. Some of the major points here before we get on to your discussions, your concerns, is that sacrifice is important. Yajna is necessary. People have to sacrifice. If you want to have a good life, if you want to have the kind of life that is described in the Bhagavad Gita, at the tail end of the Gita, verse 78, where you see some of the benefits of the sacrifice of giving some time to hear what Krishna and Arjuna have to say. What are some of those benefits that come from hearing from Krishna and Arjuna? Can anybody say? What were some of those benefits? Benedictions. 1 out of 4. I just need 1 out of 4. What? Pardon me? 4 benefits. Okay, you won.
Victory.
Victory, yes. Opulence, yes. Yes.
Extraordinary power.
Extraordinary power, and finally, morality. Yes, Haribol. When you look at those benefits, they do fit, and they are benevolent fits for everybody. Who doesn't want power or influence? Who doesn't want some opulence, or at least a way to live nice? Who doesn't want some kind of victory to be successful? And certainly, who doesn't want morality? You know, because where there's morality, there's foundation, and where there's foundation, there's success. These are all good things. Just keep that in mind. Krishna's hitting us with 4 points, you know, 4 bullets he's sending out there right at the tail end, you know. Of course, it's expressed by Sanjay himself, but Sanjay is merely a parrot or a puppet to the Lord, because Sanjay is a great devotee of the Lord, and he wants to represent him. Okay, so yajna is meant for to gain these things, and it also frees us from karma bandhana, from reactions, and you know, we do sacrifices, we do yajnas. I've never, in all my 52 years as a devotee, I've never seen anybody throw a human being in the fire, you know. No human sacrifice, you know, nothing like that. But yeah, spices and herbs and fruits and bananas and things of that nature, we've seen that. That's quite appropriate. But it's all meant to be done as a sacrifice to Vishnu / Krishna. So, and then the end result is that we get free from karma by doing sacrifice. So life has to be a sacrifice. It has to be like that. It has to be. Yesterday I was with Uddhav and we were walking through Rosedale, and a black car pulls over, and out I could see 2 crutches coming out and then 2 legs, and it was the legs of a woman, and she came out. She performed a little austerity, and she got, and I was wondering, oh, this guy is dropping her off so she can go to her fancy house in Rosedale. But actually, that wasn't the case. She came to us and said, oh, we are wondering when I would see the monk with a big smile, you know? So anyway, she just, we met before, but it was a sacrifice for her to get out there and do a noble, or let's say neighborly thing. You know, it's nice. She went out of her way. So I think that just there's small things that we should be looking at in our life that would have a very deep meaning if we just take that little extra step, you know, take the little extra step. We know that when we walk in the morning, there's a little loop we do, you know, at Yonge Street, you know, and then we come back down. So some devotees, I won't say who they are, they just wait their turn. They just lean over, they don't take those extra steps. The extra steps are really, really important, right? In fact, I used to do all my counting of walking by kilometers, and then I got into steps, and steps are a lot more fun. I'll tell you that. It's really hard to figure out. You know, I just walked through the airport, so how many kilometers is that? You know? So I'm always on my odometer and looking to see how many steps I've done. So in regards to that, how many steps have I taken today, this day, or will I be taking today, where I'm going to just step out of the way a little bit to do something for someone and do something nice, you know? These things mount, they add up to something big. Inches become feet, or centimeters become kilometers, you know? It just all adds up, and the addition is really important, really is important. Prabhupada was into numbers also. He was into numbers of how many books, how many temples, how many rounds, you know, all those things. Numbers are important. Hare Krishna. So we're just going to leave a little time now for your reflections. And those of you who have come to join us, to be with us today, thank you so much again. What's your name? Krishna. I've heard that before. Vijay. Heard that before too. Vanilla. As in vanilla. Moonlight. Okay. Hare Krishna. All right. Komal. Nice. Kirti. Nice. Hare Krishna, we welcome you. If you have any questions at all, please open up. And we'll go right till 8:30. And then after that, it would be chow time. All right. Hare Krishna. Yes.
How do we know the difference between repackaging and changing what is essential? Sometimes it can become harder to tell.
I think with most projects, you have to consult. It's nice to have your ideas. Thank you for coming. It's nice to have your ideas, but it's also valid to be able to share some of your ideas and benefit from the feedback that'll come from others. Again, I'm just dwelling on the point of Sangha. Sangha is really important. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu encourages Sangha, that you consult, you confide in, you gain, you stand to benefit from hearing from others and getting some input from them. Yeah, it's what Prabhupada did. You know, when he did his purports, you know, he had a stack of books like this in the translation. And he would refer to different books by the acharyas. And in other words, he's consulting. He's not just putting what's in his mind on paper, on the dictaphone. He's actually checking out with what the acharyas have to say. What was their mood, their mindset? What was their contribution? What did they say about such and such a shloka? So it's good to do that. But successful people, they usually go for tweaking. They go for, consulting people when it comes to repackaging. Yeah. Just like now, the building materials that you're going to use will be the ones that are very popular out there, that are easy in the market. You're not going to try to get some red, siding on the outside of the wall that was popular in the 40s. You're not going to find it. You're going to find something that's, up to the mark on today's level, right? So it's good to, let's say, consult with associates. And those people are expert in the field. Any other questions then? Yes.
Maharaj, the four things that are forbidden in Kali Yuga, one of them is sannyas. And then Prabhupada gave sannyas to a lot of his disciples. How do we understand that?
He did. When he came to Toronto, there was that's in 76, there was quite a bit of discussion about, because some of the sannyasis couldn't keep up. They just couldn't. So Prabhupada's concern then was the solution to this problem might be, let's establish Varna and Ashram, which is going to be a little bit more practical and a little bit more feasible and doable, workable. He did take a chance. He did risk it. It's a fact, and not everybody could make the grade, but some did. And we also have to understand that he was very much feeling a state of urgency. He wasn't going to live long, and he wanted to, put all these roots into the ground. And he thought one of the things that was really going to help this movement is to get genuine sannyasis in there. Now, the sannyasis were quite young, in their 20s, so that's the age they were. He probably couldn't, accelerate the age process, So, but now we have a much better chance, They will not even accept anyone for taking sannyas unless they're close to being in their 50s. So it's not the way that where most people are going to go. It's, but it is something that Prabhupada felt could happen. Just like with the controversial thing about women gurus, Prabhupada said, there are a few, there are some. He approved it. He actually really approved it. He said it was needed, it's necessary for this age. Maybe in India it doesn't fly, although there's lots of female gurus over there. But, he was very flexible and stretchable. I don't think the horse sacrifice is going to fly these days. We used to have an elephant for the Rath Yatra going down Yonge Street, and that was okay, but we stopped it at some point. And if you did do something like that, the animal, let's say sensible animal people, PETA and all those, they would probably have a big opposition against us doing that. Cruelty towards animals. So exceptions to the rule was what we can go by. If you look at the other four, yeah, I get it. But if a person is much older and they really they want their little independence and they like to just travel lightly, and if they can do it, if they can manage, and they have the physical stamina, what's the problem? The real problem comes from when you stay in one place and you get attached to a tree. Or a house, or some people. They're feeding me such nice food over in this place. I think I'll stay in this town a little longer because the food is good. That's not a very good drive. It's not a good motive. We do have outstanding sannyasis in the movement. We have those that are successful. It's not a lost cause. You could say it's a little bit of an echo of the past, features of previous ages that can be applied. Even yajnas, fire ceremonies, it went on in the past, and we carry it on into this present day and age. What is recommended is Harinam. If that's all, then let's just do Harinam. Forget about the fire. Good question, though. Anything else?
So you were giving that story of yesterday how you were on Jaffa walking with that lady and you thought that she was just going to her house, her street house. Actually, she wanted to meet you. So we have that tendency, to come to conclusions about people.
Yeah.
Is there any suggestions?
Judgmental. Yeah. Well, I think it's a little bit hard to avoid, and it's okay. You have to allow your brain to be a little bit active. If she was just going into her home, just going to her front porch and into the house, it's not a criticism against the woman. You know, I didn't really judge her in a positive or negative. It was very neutral. But, you know, I made an assumption. But you have to be careful about when you assume, right? You've all heard the phrase, assume makes an ass out of you and me. A-S-S-U-M-E. Assume. Okay.